Thank you for joining us, Beans, for this conclusion of my interview with Monique Dupree. I know it was a long one, but truthfully, I could have sat and spoken to this woman probably for another 2 hours. And I hope I have the opportunity to in the future. Please grab a cup of coffee, pull on up, and join us for the remainder of the interview.
I was a huge fan of Lynn Thigpen, and coming full circle, I got to meet her on the set of Lean on Me.
Oh, beautiful.
And that was one of the best experiences that I had, was meeting her and talking to her, because, you know, I was just an extra. I probably shouldn't have been able to meet anybody, but yeah. I did. I met everybody because I guess I looked like the wide-eyed, you know, bushy head woman, just like young lady interested in everything. I was watching everybody do their jobs, and I was in awe at how all these moving pieces came together in one uniform fashion to make a movie. All of that stuff has always struck me as fascinating. That's why when Johnston said, "Hey, you want to direct your first movie?" I said, "Yes." I've always wanted to direct. So then I tried my hand at doing a short film. And
beautiful.
Even though I loved doing it, I will never do it where I have to be a producer and do some of the casting and like all of that stuff. I would just want to direct. That's it. I was also in the movie. So I would never do that again, because
another
for my first
woman
time,
of many hats kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And I asked Tommy, like, I shouldn't have been able to afford him, Tommy Dreamer, to do my film, but of course he did it for me for free. So then I had a name in my movie and a no budget short film. A zero negative no budget short film. But between the help of veteran independent filmmaker John Johnston and Tommy Dreamer being in the main cast, I just like really, I had a great experience. It was just overwhelming, and I did pull some of my hair out. I did bite off more than I can chew, but we got it completed. And I got to go through the experience of what it was like to direct a film.
Beautiful.
And I know where my, you know, some of my mistakes were, and, you know, what I would want to change and what I would want to do. So, yeah.
Great. Hey, I'm going to have to move us along a little bit, although I could keep talking to you forever. And you and I talked a little bit before the interview about the uncomfortable subject.
Yes.
We both feel as though it needs to be thrown out there.
Absolutely.
About the crazy climate out in the world.
Yes.
And the attempt to bring Black Lives Matter understanding out into the world.
Right.
And if you wouldn't mind giving your thoughts on that.
Absolutely. Like I did tell you, I do feel uncomfortable talking about it. We should all feel uncomfortable. One of the reasons being is that it shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. I am glad that there's a lot of light being shown on it. I'm not happy for the rioting and those things, but let me also explain that people are angry. We haven't been heard for so long, you know, and just, I mean, and I didn't even, you know, get to tell you this, but just an example, my great grandmother is the woman that taught me not to see color in a world where she fled basically from the South, and her siblings were killed, you know, by white men in the South, and they had to to flee, and, went through all of this, went through all of the epitome of racism. She was born in 1910.
Mm-hmm.
This is the woman, along with my grandmother, who still taught me not to see color when she was judged by nothing but
Nothing
her
but,
color.
right.
Her color.
Mm.
I don't think people who are not Black don't have an everyday understanding of what happens in the life of especially Black men. I'm gonna venture to say, especially in my situation as a Black woman, I only have it a little bit better than like my sons, so to speak. They've been in situations where their lives have been threatened because they're Black. My husband has had a gun pulled on him by a police officer because of his color. He's been thrown to the ground. We had a traffic stop. We were just driving. We were in Sparta, New Jersey. And I guess I had a failure to signal to change lanes. So they pull us over. Mm-hmm. Now there's 2 white officers in Sparta, New Jersey. Now my officer treated me very nice. I had no issue. They immediately pulled him out of the car, threw his face to the ground, and had his hands behind his back. This is for failure to signal or whatever that was. Yeah. There was nothing else. They didn't say, we need to check your car. We suspect something's going on. Nothing. Just he's a Black man, and he's intellectual. He's an intellectual Black man, but he doesn't look like it. He looks like what they would perceive as the classic hood guy. And we're driving through Sparta, New Jersey. Right. And because of his color, he got treated like that. I had 2 choices. I felt like either I can get outraged and cause us both problems, or try to sweet talk this guy into rushing this along so that they can get my husband up off the ground and we can leave. And I chose the latter because I was afraid. Yeah. I didn't know if we would get killed, and then nobody knew I had no idea. Mm-hmm. But it just goes to show, and thinking back, there was no just cause. Right. They didn't even say, can you step out the car, please? He just literally grabbed him out the car. Mm-hmm. Now, this was some years ago. This was way, way before the, Black Lives Matter thing going on right now. But I'm just saying that to say, this is an everyday worry. Yes. When they step out of the house, and they don't have to do anything. I've heard people go, well, maybe you should stop breaking the law. I mean, well, somebody actually said that on one of my posts that I shared of something happening. And I
saw your response, but I didn't see what it was responding to.
Yes. Oh. What they don't realize is that when we're walking down the street, we're breaking the law to some people in the eyes of some. We shouldn't be existing. We shouldn't be free. We shouldn't be able to just walk the street and have the same rights. That is why Black Lives Matter. It is not belittling any other life. I value all life equally. The problem is that not everybody else values all life equally, which is why we're trying to get people to understand what Black Lives Matter actually means.
And you talked a little bit earlier about how it's not the rioters. You don't like the rioters.
Right.
And in a way, the rioters are kind of taking away from the message of all of the very peaceful protesters, which is 99.9% of the people out there.
Right. They absolutely are. But the other thing that people are not realizing is that a lot of riots were kind of set up, so to speak, or incited so that it would happen, so that they could say, see, this is what happened. So I don't want people to take their eyes off the prize. The problem is, the whole thing is that we're down here. We want to be up here with everybody else.
Yes.
That's why Black Lives Matter. We want to bring us up to equality, where we're all the same. We should just be one human race.
And you're right, you shouldn't have to say Black Lives Matter. And the meaning of that is that for so long, they didn't matter.
Absolutely. I mean, we had to fight for we had to fight for the right to vote. We had to fight for the right to sit on a bus in the same spot, in any spot. We fought through all of this. How can you not understand Black Lives Matter? Again, It's an uncomfortable thing, but it's never belittling any other race. It's just saying, we know you guys exist. We know that this is happening. We want to be up here so that we are all treated the same. We just all want to be treated the same. That's point blank, period. I don't need for people to say some of my best friends are Black. I don't need to go out and say some of my best friends are white. Just, all I can say is that, my best friends are cool. My best friends are awesome, but people are people. And that's the whole point. I would like to just be able to look at people for who they are. And I don't want to have to be worried about my kids leaving out of the house and something happens to them simply because of the color of their skin. And that's it.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I think that's a beautiful closing note. And I hope and I pray that the world hears you.
I hope so too. I'm sure somebody will find a way to twist the words, but it's okay for every person that will twist those words. There will be 2, 3, or 4 more people that understand the words. And the light is what matters.
Yes.
Keep the light going. That's it.
Thank you so much, Monique Dupree. I love you.
Thank you. I love you back. I cannot wait to hug you. You owe me a hug.
I'm not going to let you go.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.